Bond Terminology by Deja Jones. Identification. Now, why is bond terminology so important? Well, one reason being is that it helps people who are not knowledgeable in corporate finance the ability to understand a bond. It basically gives those people who don't work in corporate America an understanding of what a bond is and what a bond says. And the definition of a bond is a security hold sold by governments and corporations to raise money from investors today in exchange for a promised future payment. Now, the purpose of a bond for any company would be to raise capital, make more money. Explanations. Now, a bond has several different pieces to it. And most bonds, well, all bonds are printed out in a bond certificate. And that bond certificate states the term of a bond as well as the amounts and dates of all payments to be. So your bond certificate is going to include all the information that you need on it. Basically, just like if you were to get a loan and you have that loan payment information on there of the dates, the payments that will be, or just like a credit card, anything that you have to pay on, it has it on there. Now, another part of a bond certificate is coupons. Now, not all bonds have coupons, but some do. And coupons are the promised interest payments of a bond. Bonds also have maturity dates. And the maturity date is the final repayment date of the bond. Bonds also have face value, and that is the notional amount used to compute the interest payment to see, okay, how much is this company going to pay us for this bond. Also, bonds have terms, just like any loan or credit card, anything like that has a term period, and that is the time remaining until the repayment date. Now, here is a bond example from the textbook from Elmira and Williamsport Railroad Company for $500. And on this side of the bond, you have examples of where they have those coupons, like I was saying. How some bonds have coupons, here where those coupons will be located. Application. Now, use at the entry level, professional level is probably not going to be used here just because bonds are something serious to be taken care of, and I'm just pretty sure that they're not going to let somebody come in and take over that just because of the issues or risks that can come from somebody not doing it correctly. So I would say that bonds are going to be typically used in the mid-level professional and executive level professional area. So investors are going to choose whether or not to buy those bonds from bond issuers. And I just feel like somebody has to be on the job for at least 3 to 4 years to be able to decide whether a company should buy a bond or not. That person has to have some leverage at the company and work there for a while for the trust to be within that person to make that decision. And I just don't feel like that would be inserted at the entry level. Ethics. How to deal with the ethical issue if it came up. So let's just say a bonds issuer was caught selling illegal bond certificates. Now, if this happened at my company, honestly, first step would to be investigate. Put the person on administrative leave, and then take legal action if need be. Now, if the bonds issuer was selling illegal bonds for personal gain, most definitely I would press charges against them, just because that is taking in people's personal information for personal gain, and that's just not right. Biblical perspective. Now, Exodus 20:15 says, "You shall not steal," and that's the New International Version. And I totally agree with that, because taking money from someone for personal gain when it was supposed to be a legit business deal is wrong. You're taking from someone who thinks that they're in a legit situation, which misleads them. It's all wrong at the end of the day. It doesn't turn out good. And this is my reference.